The boy child is falling behind and it might lead to the Third World War. Let's get into this. I've been a tutor for several years. I've tutored kids. And this is what I've noticed. When you speak to the girl child, there's sort of an incremental thinking that happens in their minds. You will ask them naturally, so what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to study? They'll tell you, I want to study medicine, I want to study law, I want to study accounting, I want to study education, I want to study whatever. And even though because they're kids, they don't have a step 1, step 2, step 3 approach. But the girl child will say step 1, step 3, step 5. Like they will think, there's still gaps in their logic, but the gaps in their logic are because they're kids. For example, they will say, I want to study medicine. But they will tell you, I'm not quite sure how to get an 80% in math, right? I'm currently getting 50s. I think I'm going to study, but I'm not sure how I'm going to study in order to get that 70% or that 80%. But the difference is they know. They know what the goal is. They know how to get there. They might have gaps. But when you talk to the boy child, they will tell you, I want to be a billionaire from a trick. And then you think, my goodness, you went from step 1 to step 100. Who's going to fill in the next 98 steps? Because it's not even realistic. But the issue with the boy child is that they don't even understand that it's not realistic. It's when you start questioning them and say, okay, you're going to be billionaire. How are you going to make your first 100,000? That they say, oh, I don't think about that. Let's bring some statistics into this. In 2024, more than 800,000 learners sat down for the NSC, right? Metric NSC. Of those, it is reported that 72,000 more girls passed their NSC than boys. From the years 2021 to 2023, a cumulative 200,000 plus girls passed their NSC more than boys. Of those 200,000, 124,000 plus got a bachelor's admission. That is telling us the boy child is falling behind at a matric level. Then let's bring it lower. There was a study done with 57 countries for grade 4 literacy rates. 57 countries participated. And of those 57, 52 countries, the girl child was excelling far beyond the boy child. Already at a grade 4 level, the boy child is not catching on. So what normally happens when the boy child is left behind? What happens is the boy child that is left behind tends to go into politics. This is an observation I've made. They may not go and join a political party. They may not go and run to be the next mayor, but they will lead political conversations. They will start podcasts where they talk about cultural and political conversations. And when that happens, countries or societies tend to lean right wing, because when they lean right wing, it will balance this incompatibility.
There was a South African lady who came on this app and said that the boy child being left behind is going to be the reason we all experience World War III. Yeah, I'm seeing that already. Like, I really am seeing that. And it's so sad because in 2026, in as much as we preach sovereignty, in as much as we preach diplomatic and international laws to protect states, we're currently witnessing, or could be potentially witnessing, World War III. It's actually so scary to think about it because there's innocent lives at stake. And we all know that women and young children oftentimes face dire consequences, and not to mention the young boys who have to leave school to form part of their state's defense system. That's crazy.
The boy child is being left behind. No, you are 30, forcing a rap career that is clearly not working at the moment. You need to pivot. You say you want to be a forex trader, but you do not have a stable source of income to sustain that dream. Week in, week out, you are chilling, hanging out lemajita outside the spaza shop talking about hands. You don't have a CV, you don't have goals, you are just chasing fast money, you're not trying to build anything real. So no, you're not being left behind. You're not being left behind. You need to start taking life seriously, period.
And when it comes to the conversation of the boy child, I'm really scared to see with how within the people I know, within my circle, this is really true. Because what do you mean the boy child is being left behind? When really, who set that system up? Who set that system up? Tell me why I'm seeing a lot of guys talking about networking can get you places that a degree can't. Like most of these men, most of these boys think like this. And I'm just seeing this more often because it's people I know. And I'm just like, what do you mean networking can get you places a degree can't? A degree can actually get you places where networking can't. As someone with a degree, you can get in spaces, you can still network, you can still utilize your degree for something. But you telling me that you boys out here, you niggas are actually thinking, okay, I can network and I don't need a degree. And we being told that they being left behind. No, they leaving themselves behind in a whole system that was created to cater to them.
When girls were dropping out of school because they got pregnant, the department made a way for them to keep going to school pre and post birth. When girls were dropping out of school because they didn't have sanitary pads for their period, schools made plans for that. Nobody said, it's not our fault that you guys were sleeping around, and nobody said, it's not our fault that you guys bleed every single month. So my question is, why not do the same for the boy child that is being left behind? I talked about this in one of my videos, and I said, if you go to the mall, the majority of people that are employed are women. Instead of holding young children accountable, try to find out why so many of them are dropping out. Find ways to encourage them to stay in school. For example, bring back sports. I know boys who made it to grade 12 simply because school gave them the opportunity to play professional football. So why not bring that back? And here's another thing that we know. Boys are better when things are practical instead of theoretical. So why not bring carpentry into high school? Bring plumbing. Bring things that can give these boys hope that if they proceed with school, then they have a chance at success. Also, this is not just a job for the department. Community members need to act against kids that stay home during school hours. I know you think it's not your problem because these are not your kids. But guess what? In 5 to 10 years from now, when they don't succeed in what they chose to pursue outside of school, they'll become gangsters and they will terrorize everybody that worked hard. So it's not a problem for you now. But I promise you, it will be. And when these boys grow older and have no choice but to make a living out of something, we'll become the victims.
The boy child doesn't care about these conversations. Matter of fact, we're having these conversations so we can urge women to fix things once again. Anataba boy child. Yo, anataba shim. Anataba.